Welcome to the challenge and week 6 of our mostly preview show. I am the founder, and I'm also convinced that the NFL has become a masquerade ball. Case in point, the game from Thursday between the Eagles and Giants. I mean, come on. Saquon had the same amount of rushing yards as Jackson Dart as the Super Bowl champs got embarrassed on Thursday Night Football, 34 to 17. Thankfully for the Eagles, they weren't the only ones that were embarrassed on Thursday. Besides every single challenger, since we all picked the Eagles. So let's sweep all that under the rug and move on to the remaining games on this week's schedule. After further review, I've already embarrassed myself once this week, so I'm not going to do another one of my spot on British accents for this week's London game. The Jets are landing in London as the sole remaining winless team in the NFL, and the Broncos gave the Eagles their first loss of the season last week. Clearly, no one is calling for the Broncos to go from beating the unbeaten to falling to the winless, so I'm giving this one to the Broncos. We've got a banged up contender team with its worst record start through 5 games, and the other isn't. Take a guess as to which one is on the hammer and which one is on the nail on this one. For that reason, I'm picking the Rams. You can now add Miles Sanders to the Cowboys' injuries. That still includes CeeDee Lamb, and former Cowboys running back Rico Dowdy is vowing revenge on his former team. I'll tell you what, since the Panthers can become a team that can, until the Panthers become a team that can back up its own threats, we'll talk. Until then, I'm going with the Cowboys. And get ready, people. It's Kyler Murray versus, crap, he's out. Scratch that. Get ready for Jacoby Brissett versus, you know what? Never mind. Colts win. Through 5 games, Trevor Lawrence has over 1,000 yards passing. Travis Etienne Jr. is fourth in the league in rushing, and their defense leads the league in turnovers. Maybe it's time to believe in the Jaguars, so cautiously, I'm picking the Jags this week. The Dolphins' struggles are no secret. Meanwhile, the Chargers seem to always have an answer for their running back injury situation. One of these teams are taking care of their roster issues, the other isn't. The Chargers get the win. There are one-sided rivalries, and then there are you haven't beaten us at our home in the regular season since 2003. That's right. If a baby was born on the date of the last time the Browns beat the Steelers in the regular season in Pittsburgh, today they'd be old enough to legally buy their own beverages to wash their tears away. 2025 is no different. I'm picking the Steelers. One team just best one of the top teams in the league. The other one. I'm going with a team that has history with crushing the dreams of the other. So I'm going with the Patriots. Two teams, 10 games, 2 wins between them. One must win a second. I'm only picking the Titans because I have to pick one of these two teams. It's Flacco versus Love Part 2. Can David upset Goliath a second time, armed with a worse weapon than he did in round 1? Find out when the Packers actually win this time. With 11 players out between both these two teams, before long, they'll stop calling their injury reports and start calling for damage reports. Short and to the point, the Bucks have less concerning injuries. Remember 2 years ago when it was an upset to have the Lions beat the mighty Chiefs, and oh, how the mighty have fallen since losing in Week 1. The Lions look to be the Lions again, since one of these teams seem to know who they are. I'm picking the Lions. And finally, for our second of our for our Monday Night Football doubleheaders. We have the Bills versus the Falcons, and the Bills are bouncing back after looking to bounce back after a shocking loss to the Patriots, and the Falcons are at home. For me, this is an easy pick. I'm going with the Bills. And to now close out that Monday night doubleheader, so we have Terry McLaurin is still out, but Tyreek Stevenson still wants to redeem himself. Unfortunately, Jaden Daniels looks to be back, and the Bears team happened to be who his coming out party was last year, so easy going with the Commanders on that win. And that will do it for what if it will be likely another chaotic week. If you aren't already a challenger, then what are you waiting for? If you like the content we are putting out, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And remember, when you've got something to prove, there's nothing greater than a challenge. And we'll see you next time.